Okay, this is part two of the first Illustrator tutorial. Now that we have our two uh, artboards up here ready to go, I just want to show you how to create a bounding box. So you have your 8 different little images in here, just kind of like what was going on here. Okay, how to get started. All right, so for this, first thing we want to do is actually we'll look at our layers panel. Okay. Right now, we just have a blank layer, okay? And actually, interestingly enough, our guides are tucked in here, okay? For this layer, we want to create a new layer. So I'm just going to click on the new layer, and that will keep all of our little separate squares in there. Okay, so I'm just going to come back to that later. And we'll talk more about the layers panel later. But for right now, I just want that layer to have all my little windows in it. Okay, so to create the windows, I'm going to click on the shape tool. So that's 1, 2, 3, 5 down. Okay, and I'm going to use the rectangular tool. Okay, so the rectangular tool is controlled by the properties. Okay, it has the size of it right here, which I'll show you how to mess with that. It also has appearance, fill, stroke. All right, right now everything's checked off. Okay, so we don't want to fill. We want it to be just a little black line that creates a box for it. Again, just like this example here. Okay, so I'm going to hit on the stroke button right here. Oop, on this one. And see how it has the black, the red, sorry, slash through it. I'm going to go ahead and turn on black and click out of there. And now 1 point. That should be enough. So it'll be a 1 point little box that we make. Okay. So now, let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so just hovering around, we can see that Illustrator like really wants us to really wants to tell us like where we are. Okay, so if I hit on, oh, I'm on the guide, little words pop up. Oh, I'm right on the intersection. That's actually what we want. Okay. I want to be right on the intersection because I'm going to pull from that moment. So what we're looking to do is create a rectangle that's 4 inches wide by 3.5 inches high. So I'm just going to kind of pull, and I'm kind of looking at what the numbers say there, and I'll get 1 close to what I want it to be. So 4, and now I'm going to make the height, and it doesn't have to be exact because I can change that. But that's basically what I'm looking for. Okay, so now in my properties, I want to change the size of this. Okay, I don't want these connected. So I'm just going to make this 4. I'm going to take out that little bit extra I have. And I'll click down here and I'll make that 3.50. And again, I'm going to click out of there. Okay, so there is my rectangle. Okay, it's perfect. Okay, so if I want to move this rectangle on around or do anything with it, I mean, I can like hover around here. I could pull it more. I could, rotate it just from being here. But I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab my selection tool. Okay, this will let me select it if I want. Okay, if I click off of it, I can see like, oh yeah, there's a black rectangle. But I'm going to click on it, and what I'm going to do is copy it, Control C, and then Control V. And then I get another one. And I'm just going to move that up into that corner. All right, come down here, Control V. Yep, grab it. Move it down here. That's good. And then another one, Control V. I can do that for all of them. Okay. And again, you can see that Illustrator is trying to help me like with alignment. It keeps telling me like, oh yeah, all these are aligned. So now I'm going to do another one. There we go. And here we go. All right. There's all my little pages. Not pages, rectangles. Okay, so to do the first one, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and make some shapes. And again, I'm gonna go ahead and make a new layer. Okay, so this will be for this first little demo. So again, we're trying to do symmetry and asymmetry and use simple shapes to create space. So I'm going to grab my ellipse tool and I'm going to come over here to my properties. And basically what I want is I just want black. So where it says fill, that's checked off. I'm going to make that black. Okay, so now if I drag, okay, I can create whatever I want. Okay, whatever, however I feel like I'm going to activate the space. To make it a perfect circle, I can hold down Shift. Okay, and it's the same with the rectangle. So I'm going to make basically, I'm going to do 4 little circles. All roughly the same size. Okay, now I can grab my selection tool and I can move them around to create space. Okay, so I'm going to do like a real basic example of symmetry. Super basic. Okay, so there we go. That's our like little symmetrical design. Okay, now I want to kind of mess with these more. Okay, one thing I could do is I could use another shape to intersect with them. And this one I'm just going to make white. And I'm going to turn the stroke off because I don't want a black stroke around it. Okay, so now if I click and drag, again, just playing with space. Oh, well, that's more interesting. Okay, just kind of subdividing those circles a little bit gives like an implied motion at this point. Now it's like a little Pac-Man. I'm going to nudge it over a smidge. Okay, so just kind of messing with the shapes in a real simple way allows them to create movement. Okay, again, just looking at the shapes, I'm gonna make another layer. I'm gonna work over here, and maybe I'll try the polygono one around. Oh, except this is white. Let me hit. Oh, I can just change it here. I'm gonna go fill, black, and yeah, I'll put a little stroke on it. Okay, so again, if I want to make it bigger, if I hold down Shift, it's going to keep it proportional. Lay down another shape. Okay, I should be going for symmetry, but I'm not. What am I doing? I don't know. Okay, I'd keep tinkering with this as I go. Okay, those are the basic, just like little shape things we can do. at this point. And again, we should be using simple shapes to create symmetry. Okay, now I'm starting to get somewhere. And I would just keep tinkering with that. Again, so the top is going to be 8 squares of symmetry, and the bottom is going to be 8 squares of asymmetry. Oh yeah, the type tool. Okay, so I want to lay down a little type to describe what this is. So I'd give it, again, it's just like in Photoshop. I'd write symmetry and implied motion. And again, we don't have to worry about fonts or anything like that at this point. There we go. Okay. Um, Again, important. Do the reading first. It'll help explain everything. And this is our first very brief exercise using Illustrator.